When he was a while ago, haven't we? A little bit about binge watching telly, because I know lots of people, fans of Killing Eve, have been forced to wait 9 months for the new series. So excited that, guess what? They've binge watched the whole lot already. You haven't done it yet, have you?
No. I watched it with Mrs. Walker. That was we've signed an agreement.
Signed an agreement.
We haven't really signed an agreement. Please. We don't sign agreements. I was just, you know, sorry. If you're watching Mrs. Walker, sorry. I'll sign another agreement later.
Sounds very tense.
To make sure that I won't sign another. Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a survey of 5,500 people, and they were looking at how, you know, people are consuming television. Nope.
Very big news today. If you're a gamer or in the gaming world, Microsoft have released as yet unnamed new console.
Why is it called Project Scarlet?
Because they haven't got a name for it yet.
Okay.
So it's going to be out in 2020, and it's going to be launched with Halo Infinite, which is one of the biggest games in console history, and the next version of that is Halo Infinite, which is coming out. I know you've got no interest in this.
That's absolutely. I'm a gamer, so yeah.
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay. Why are you giving me the eyes?
No,
you give me those eyes that say "Shut up, Walker."
It's because Nina's here.
Okay.
She's got stuff to say about London's Tech Week.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
Dan.
There you go. It could be interesting for London's Tech Week, Operation Scarlet.
Actually,
or Project Scarlet.
It's a good segue. It was just a long segue.
Right. Big news.
Big news. 2 bits of really good news from London Tech Week. So the first on where we are now, the second is where we want to be. Do you know what a unicorn tech firm is, or a unicorn company?
Aren't they very large?
They're tech firms that are worth $1 billion or more, so about 780 million.
I think very large is probably an underestimation.
Yeah, they're so cool because they grow quickly in one direction. And we now have 72 of these in the UK, which means we're only lagging behind China and the US. And what I think is really interesting about this is...
Isn't there?
Well, we're talking about this later as well. I mentioned Anita Rani, who's presented this programme, War on Plastic, with Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall. And do let us know changes that you have made, because we've mentioned this a few times, but Louise it was after Blue Planet, wasn't it?
I bought these back. I bought that for you for your Christmas present in 2017, and look, they're still here.
Every day, rather than... Because I normally drink sort of 2 bottles of water. It used to come in plastic bottles. So we're saving at least... And you have a couple as well,
I have
don't you?
one.
So
yeah,
we're saving 3 a day.
3 bottles a day.
So it's little things like that, isn't it?
Definitely makes a massive difference. I get really cross now if I've forgotten mine and I have to buy a new one. I get really frustrated. So, yeah, it's just become normal now, hasn't it, to keep refilling?
Well, let's see what differences we can make. Anita will be here a little bit later. And in the meantime, they have survived, which is something else.
You've dropped yours a few times.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Right now, let's catch up with the news, the travel and the weather, wherever you are. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Dan and Louise.
Let's bring you a summary of this morning's main stories from the BBC. And the deadline for nominations to become the leader of the Conservative Party and the next Prime Minister closes at 5 o'clock today. On that for 2 hours, you need a bit of rice loading,
don't you?
you need
to eat. Coming up in the programme, Sarah will have the weather for all of us. But we know that it's lovely and sunny by the beach in Nice. Why? Because Sally's there. Good morning. It's lovely having you here on BBC Breakfast. It is wonderful to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, great to be here.
Thank you, Rory.
We'll see you soon.
Let's find out what's happening with the weather. Here's Sarah with it for us this morning. Good morning. Contact with us about, because it's one of those, it's a treat, and then that treat is ruined, isn't it?
Yeah, you can imagine it's totally heartbreaking for anyone this has happened to, and they've saved their hard-earned cash for a big...
Now the news, the travel and the weather wherever you are.
Cases are being dropped without good reason.
A group of women's organisations have accused it of secretly making a decision to bring fewer rape prosecutions in England and Wales. The CPS have denied the claims, our Home Affairs correspondent June Kelly reports. You can find out later.
Yes,
there you go.
I will be.
34 minutes past 8. Coming up on Breakfast this morning, we have...
It's been a very busy weekend of sport.
Oh, it has.
So busy that Sally's gone all the way to France. She's been in Nice this weekend, watching a bit of... It's been a very busy weekend of sport.
Oh, it has.
So busy that Sally's gone all the way to France. She's been in Nice this weekend, watching a bit of football. And from there, Sal, you can bring us up to date with everything that's happening both there and elsewhere, with a bit of sun lounger action in the background too.
To Sally, wasn't it? We will hopefully go back to her.
It just doesn't work. The screen's gone blank, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will hopefully go back to her in a few minutes to get an update on the rest of the sport. Should we do the rest of the sport? Georgia Taylor-Brown, she won the World Triathlon Series in Leeds yesterday.
Can
you remember? Can we remember the sport? I can just remember that bit, obviously.
Lewis Hamilton won the F1.
Excellent.
Even though very angry about Sebastian, lots of people very angry about Sebastian Vettel not being able to win that one.
In the
Bit
meantime,
of golf as well.
Rory
McIlroy won the golf. Graham McDowell's qualified for Port Royal.
Sally, we go, what are they doing my sport bulletin? Should we rewind a bit, actually? We're looking at the Women's World Cup, obviously, right now, but it wasn't until the 1990s that the competition became an officially recognised contest.
Yeah, before then, women played in unofficial teams at makeshift tournaments. Jane McCubbin has been to meet some of the 1971 England squad, who went from playing in a field in Luton to a packed stadium in Mexico. What is happening?
Hello,
this is
Nina.
about high street shoppers, this.
Yes, so we've talked about how our spending habits are changing when it comes to retail, and that's really been impacting the high street for the past couple of years. The figures are out for May, and they're not good. A reduction of almost 5% compared to May last year. That is the steepest drop-off for 6 years, so really worrying. Fewer shoppers, of course, means fewer shops. So
£5 then?
yeah, so the estimates are...
I'm just making notes on your piece there.
I'll send you mine if you like, Dan. If we all spend
plastic, buying them, using them, where we recycle them afterwards, something we talk about a lot, and there's a lot of coverage on this on the BBC this week as well. But with so much of our weekly shopping wrapped up in the stuff, how can we avoid it?
Well, a new series is called War on Plastic. It starts on BBC One tonight. We were talking to presenter Anita Rani, who took part in a challenge to find out whether buying loose ingredients can save shoppers money.
Try to evolve the way that you shop to try and make something like this work. Let's see how things figure out. Back to you.
Yeah, and thanks to John, and very interesting what he's saying about the children trying to change their parents' behaviour as well.
We're going to try and get Sally for the 14th time to see if this is going to work.
Let's see. And thanks to John, and very interesting what he's saying about the children trying to change their parents' behaviour as well.
We're going to try and get Sally for the 14th time to see if this is going to work.
Let's see. Morning again.
Can you hear me, Mother? Have you got me? Morning, everyone. Yeah, apologies. You're keeping very, very still here, not moving in Nice. Hopefully our satellite behaves itself.